Hi, I'm Kat, and I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy 11 months ago on August 8th, 2018. I had a high starting weight in February of 2018 of 370 pounds. My program requires that you lose a certain amount of weight, and my doctor wanted me to lose 40 pounds, which I thought was incredibly cruel of her. So yes, I lost 40 pounds prior to getting my surgery date, and actually I lost a total of 50 pounds by the time I got to my surgery date. Um, so that was great. So my date of surgery date was, like I said, August 8th. And since then, since the 8th, I have lost a total of 100 pounds, which is awesome. And altogether, I've lost 150 pounds. So I am really happy, and it's sort of like, oh, this happened on my, I've been hovering around this milestone for a long time. So the fact that it happened on my 11-month anniversary is great. And I'm hoping, I'd like to lose, and I don't know if I can. I mean, I don't know. There have been some months that I've been able to lose, I think 7.5 pounds. I'd like to lose, if I lose 7.5 pounds by in a month, which, like I said, is possible, but I don't want to put all eggs in that basket. But if I can lose that, I will have lost 70% of the weight I want to lose by my year, which is great. It's so weird that it's almost a year. It just feels so strange. And I've started to just sort of like get really obsessed about, are my habits in place? And I think I've talked about this before, but knowing, it's like, I just finished meal prepping. So I prepped steak, like I sous vide and then sear steak and cut it into 3 ounces. That I weigh everything and make 3-ounce packages. And then I do 3 ounces of chipotle, leftover chipotle. I actually have started getting an extra meal because I usually get 4 meals out of a plate of chipotle. So there's the one I eat there. Then I'll get 3 more meals. And sometimes, depending on how generous the person is when they're putting the bowl together, I either get 3 meals, which is typical, or if they've been a little stingy, I'll only get 2. So but that's breakfast and lunch for the rest of the week. But we've started picking up another bowl because my husband eats it the same way I do. He eats more of it because he's not on surgery, but he is keto, and we can add anything we want to it because it's basically I do what they call a 3-pointer at Chipotle. It's a 3-pointer with extra meat. So it's an order of steak, an order of barbacoa, and then some cheese on top of it. And I could have, there's more stuff I could have technically on keto, like I could have sour cream. I could have some of the salsas. The one that I love is the corn, so I'm not going to have that. The rest of them I find too much, but the sour cream I don't put on because I'm going to be reheating it. And heated up sour cream, well, yeah, it's typical. I don't know. It just does not sound refreshing to me. I like cold, refreshing sour cream. So I suppose I could, like, if I took sour cream with me, I could put it on, but this is traveling to work, so I don't even bother. But yeah, so I have, now that we're getting an extra thing, my husband takes some of it to work, and I end up getting a full 5 days of it. So I actually eat Chipotle 6 days a week, but it's a small portion. And then for dinner, we just do whatever we feel. And honestly, I've had a long weekend for the 4th of July. We took Friday off, and so it's just a nice long enjoyable weekend. And I don't think I ate. I think on Thursday, because we were going out and we were doing a ton of things, which I'll talk about in a minute. I had breakfast, but most because I was leaving the house before 9 o'clock. So yeah, I felt like that was a breakfast day. But a lot of the days I sleep in and I just don't eat breakfast. So I think that helps. Like intermittent fasting helps a little bit, but I did that for like 3 days this week instead of the usual 2. So we'll see how that affects things. But anyway, I'm just really excited about that. This week, for the 4th of July, my husband and I decided to have sort of like a nerd day, because we don't have any of our family around here, and most people go and spend the day with their family. So, we didn't want to intrude on anybody else, so we just did our own thing. We started out with going to a very early showing of Spider-Man Far From Home, which is cool. It's a very good movie. If you are into the Marvel films at all, I highly recommend it. But we did that, and then because I had eaten breakfast, we were going to have lunch after the movie, and I was just not hungry, and my husband wasn't either. And I had actually, I haven't talked about this before. I had gotten a sample pack of keto chow, and it's a meal replacement. So basically, you add a fat and you add some water, and you blend it together. And this one is a little odd because, usually with those things, you blend it together and you drink it. Here, they highly recommend that you put it back in the fridge for at least a half an hour, or they recommend overnight. So I had thought about it and planned it and done it the night before, and I did the orange-sicle or orange cream. It's orange cream. But anyway, it was really, really good. And it was probably too big a serving for me. I tried to share it with my husband, but he enjoyed it, but he was doing his own thing. So he was having eggs. And it didn't the orange-sicle didn't go well with the eggs. But anyway, we ended up drinking that whole thing. Like I said, it was very good, but I was full afterwards. And then we got to the movies, and I'm like, I am full. But we bring snacks to the movies, and this is mainly to keep from eating popcorn, because popcorn, the smell and everything, and the crunch. So my husband makes up these little baggies of macadamia nuts and moon cheese. So, super keto foods. And then I usually bring a sweet snack, and I do Smart Sweets. I did Smart Sweets peach rings, which are really good, but I have seen some stuff about them having the same reaction as sugar, that some of the stuff they use, even though they say they're only 3 net carbs, they're not. They're higher than that. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be getting those again. But anyway, I was full, and I'm like, I don't need these snacks. I don't need these snacks. And I was going, usually I end up eating all my snacks during the previews. And I thought, I'll just have a little bit. I ate all the damn snacks. And I wasn't hungry. I just ate. It's like automatic eating, and that's just not good. But we decided not to have lunch then, and we went to, there's a company called K1 Racing out here, which is basically electric go-karts indoors. And it was a lot of fun. My husband really loves those things, and I had wanted to do it, and they were having a great deal on the 4th of July, where it was 4 races for $44, which I think the laps are usually closer to 20. Not laps, it's not a lap, a race, which is like 6 or 7 laps, or maybe even more. I lost track. But a race, I think, is $22. So I was like, well, this is a good deal. And you didn't have to do them all that day, which we didn't. We only did one, and the reason why is I got a little freaked out. So I had done this before. I don't know if it was an electric cart or something else, but I was near the top of the weight limit. We had to wear jumpsuits, and the jumpsuit fit me like a glove, and the jumpsuit usually should not fit that well. It should be a little loose and baggy, and it was not. So I was not feeling great about that, and I knew these had a weight limit, and I actually freaked myself out and thought the weight limit was a lot. I think it's 300, but I had thought it was like 250 or something. But anyway, so when I finally got to this range, I said to my husband, I will, let's do go-karts. Let's find a way to do it with some friends. We couldn't arrange to do it with friends this time, but we did it ourselves the first time, and I'm kind of glad because now I have the feeling of it. But I looked down in that go-kart, and it was like, it's basically your ass is on the ground. I mean, it's just like this far off the ground. And I'm like, oh my, okay. And everything looked so small. And I got in, and I'm well below the weight limit now. Like, the weight limit is 300. I'm well below the weight limit. I tried to buckle up, and I could just barely squeeze it in. I didn't think I was going to be able to, and I was freaking out. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so tight. This is all this, and freaking out. And then I'm like, wait a second, let me look. And then there's a cinch, and the cinch is like almost all the way in. So I'm like, so I uncinched it, rebuckled it, and I did have to cinch it quite a bit. I ended up having to cinch in like that much. But I was so glad that it wasn't, because I thought, wow, even having lost all this weight, I still can't really do this. And doing the laps, I was not as fast as I wanted to be. I was really grasping the steering wheel very, very snugly. My hands just hurt when I got off. So I was like, I really don't want to do another one of these right now. I know we have more. They actually told us, hey, sign up for 2 races. So we just dropped out the other one. But we have them and we can go. It's not a really far distant place. It's a little weird to find, but it's not a far distant place. So that was all good. And then we went and did dinner at Red Robin, and I got my favorite burger, which is the Mad Love Burger. It has basically a cheese crisp on top and some bacon. So gotta love that. And it has a spicy relish, which I really like. There may be some hidden sugars in that, and I'm really not worrying about it that much because I don't have it that often. And I was really low on for the day on calories and in general. But then we went to Dave & Buster's, which is a bar arcade, and sometimes we used to eat there, but the last time we ate at that particular location, it was just not a great experience. So I'm like, let's eat at Red Robin, and then we'll play at Dave & Buster's, and it was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun. We just had a good time, and my knees were starting to bother me near the end, but I was able to get around a lot better than I have been in the past, and that's really sort of like just standing around is the thing that just drives me bonkers and hurts my knees. And of course, they're always concrete floors because that's the easiest to clean, and that's just the hardest thing. We've gone to conventions before, and standing, like walking has never been as hard for me as standing. Standing has always been the hardest thing, and everything is better. It's not great. Everything is better with my knees now, but I still feel like I've probably done some damage long term that is not going to just be fixed by being lighter. So I may see about doing some rehab or physical therapy after I've hit my goal weight and know what load is actually going to be on my knees and see what the deal is. But it was fun. It was fun after that little scare. I had a good time. I took my pictures, and I will put them at the end of this video. I don't know. I haven't looked at my pictures yet, and I haven't set them up, so I don't know how much change you'll notice. I've started noticing little things, like I've started noticing, and I think I talked about this before, just more of my collarbone, and I think parts of my my face are changing and things like that. So I still have let's see, I'm at 220 and I want to be at 150. So I have 70 pounds to lose. But it's doable. I'm hoping that maybe this time next year I will be at goal weight or near goal weight. That would be great. I just have to keep it on, and I think that the lifestyle that I have chosen will, because I think about, I always used to think, oh, it's like as soon as I get off this diet, I'm going to gain this weight back. And I'm not planning on ever coming off of this diet. I am eating the way I plan to eat long term. You know, like I may, like if I go to a like Disneyland or something like that, I may have a treat. Like I may have some treats occasionally. But my standard diet, my everyday diet, is pretty much going to be what I'm eating now. It may be, I may not have Chipotle every time. I may change it up to something else, but it's going to be mainly meat based. And you know, I'm going to stick with sugar-free treats because I really feel like if I let sugar back into my life in a regular sense, you know, like I said, if I, you know, go to Disneyland, I may have, you know, some amazing cupcake or something, but that's a temporary thing, and it's a location-based thing. I'm not living in Disneyland or Disney World, but it's so it's easy to say I will allow this in this place. You know, like having big things, like I will, you know, like if I'm getting married, I will have a slice of wedding cake. Okay, that's fine. You know, like, but how many times do I get married? Hopefully, you know, one, maybe a vow renewal. Vow renewal. Vow renewal would be like, I'd like an E now. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope I'll have another probably short post on Wednesday, which is my standard login, and I hope that I haven't gone up, but I may have. But hopefully, I mean, I'm really pushing to get to that goal of being at 70%, which is just you know, and that's only 2.5 pounds away from being no longer severely obese. So there's just like all kinds of good goals coming my way, and I'm really excited. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.